Yes, we are back with the Dog Name Podcast. New episode today. And I liked when I did the dates during the theme song, so I'm going to do that again. Oh my God, what's that, folks? You can catch me February 7th at the Alamo Draft House in Crystal City in Arlington. Get your tickets to that. February 8th through 10th, I'm at the Portland Helium opening up for my very good friend, Miss Jamie Lee. December 15th. Jesus, don't do that. February 15th, I'm at Prima, D.C. February 16th, I'm headlining 2 shows at Hotbed Comedy Club in D.C. February 17th, with X2 Comedy in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Get tickets to that. I'm doing a taping. It's a clean taping. I'm submitting it to things. I need it to pack out, please, for the love of God. February 23rd, I'm headlining Don't Tell Comedy in Northern Virginia. February 24th, I'm at Fairwinds Brewing in Lorton. Please come to that. February 29th, I'm at Bulldog in D.C. headlining a show. And March 1st, oh my God, you can go to New York City because I will be taping a set for Don't Tell Comedy. That's right, Don't Tell Comedy, taping a set March 1st, New York City. I'm on I believe the 9 or 9:30 show. It's a late show. There's tickets there if you want to come to it. I haven't really told anybody about it. I don't really think I'm going to make a big announcement about it, but I am going to mention it on the podcast. Because if you're listening to this, I really appreciate it, and it would be cool if you either came out or just whatever, because that'll be a big deal for me. I'm very excited to do Don't Tell Comedy taping. Hopefully that helps my career. That's really what I needed to do. I needed to help me out. I leave for Kansas City in a couple days. I've never done comedy in Kansas City. I have been before, just for a day, driving cross country. To help move my girlfriend from her. She was going cross country and I rode with her, so I've been to Kansas City before. But I'm excited. I'm excited to be in Kansas City. I'll be at I think it's an improv there, Kansas City Improv. I'm not sure, but I think it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I got merch to sell. I've got this shirt is for sale. I've got this on a koozie, which is very exciting, and I got some wristbands. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm in the middle of this really, like, having a lot of, like, road work and a lot of headlining gigs, and I think the stuff's just getting, I don't know, stuff feels like it's just getting tighter. It feels like I'm going in the right direction with the stuff that I'm working on, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm excited for some good barbecue. I'm very excited for some good barbecue. I've heard, like, Arthur Bryant or something. That's what I've heard. If you're, I would say tell me what your favorite Kansas City barbecue is, but this will be released when I'm back, and I don't care. I really won't care at that point. Could not care less what your good barbecue is if I don't get those recommendations before I go out there. It's not a discussion that I want to have with anybody, actually. But yeah, so it's going to be good. I'm going to get some barbecue, Kansas City style. It's going to be delicious. I think that's what I'm going to eat. I think I'm only going to eat barbecue while I'm out there. I'm there for 2 days, and I think, well, not the only thing I'm going to eat. I'm in the middle of this hellish lifestyle choice that I've made where I'm only eating out once a week. Or if I'm on the road, I'm only allowing myself to eat out 1 meal a day. Trying to save money because I'm at the point where a lot of these road gigs, it's like every penny does count when you're trying to, like, break even or make a little extra cash. That's why I got merch, trying to sell that just to make ends meet for the most part. I'm in a weird part of my career where it's like, I think I'm a fairly strong comic. I think I do a lot of things good. I've been doing it almost 9 years. So I'm excited. So I think those are all positive things. But the only negative thing is I am at a point where, without having a ton of credits, without being really famous, and I don't have, like, a college agent or anything. So it's like I'm not really getting a ton of corporate gigs or college gigs. So I'm in this weird road working comic thing, living in a kind of expensive city. So I'm really, really hopeful that with the not eating out as much, I can kind of curtail my spending. Because it's like I don't drink anymore. I quit drinking a couple years ago for a few reasons, and I don't really have a ton of other vices. Like, luckily, I don't gamble. Like, I used to love buying video games. I don't buy as many games anymore. It's all of my spending would be on restaurants. It's all food. I love going out to eat. I think it's so fun. It's my favorite thing in the world to do. So no more late night diners unless someone else is paying. No more going out to eat unless someone else is paying. So I'm doing 1 meal a week that I'm paying for, unless I'm on the road, and then it's one a day. Dude, I'm like packing bread and peanut butter like some sort of hobo. It's a nightmare, man. It is a hellscape. I have not enjoyed it. I have not enjoyed, like, I don't know, man. I'm 33 years old. I don't like that I'm at a point in my life where what I need to do to get by is sleep in my car and eat peanut butter sandwiches. I don't like that that's what I'm doing. And I'm doing it a lot. It is a thing that I'm doing. I have saved a fair amount of money, but it's also like at my house. I'm basically living off of and here's the thing, it's not even healthy. It's just I'm living off of grilling and pan frying a lot of chicken. I had a Cajun chicken sandwich today. That was great. But I'm not making that on the road, so it's going to be peanut butter sandwiches, snack foods. Because here's the thing. It's like, dude, oh, my God. I just realized I'm going to be the guy that has a loaf of bread in his carry-on. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Because I'm like, because when you're driving to a gig, it doesn't matter. I'm like a mom, oh my God, I'm like a mom. I got like a bag of snacks, and that's just full of chips and cookies and like bread and peanut butter, and like I made peanut butter crackers the other day because I didn't want to have to make them while driving. So it's just like it's fine when you're driving, right? Driving, it's fine. Having a snack bag, it's really important. I cannot be the guy whose carry-on is clothes, a camera, and then a jar of peanut butter and a loaf of bread. I can't do that. So the other option is go to the grocery store, and then it's like, but I'll go to the grocery store in Kansas City, and then I'm bringing more food back than I got because my brain is like, you can't leave the food here. You paid for it. Oh, man, I'm going to have to, what if they make me take it out and it's, what if going through TSA they make me take my bread and peanut butter out and everyone just looks at me? And they're like, we don't think he's a terrorist, but it's like, I don't think he should be on the plane if he's bringing bread and peanut butter 30,000 feet in the air. What are the other people going to think? Oh, man, that would be very funny to start making peanut butter sandwiches in the middle seat of my American Airlines flight. That would be awesome. Dude, just me making, where it's like a peanut butter jar that's really big, but it's almost empty. So, like, I'm putting the whole hand in there with the knife. And but so my knuckles are getting peanut butter on it, like, because it's impossible to not. And it's just me talking to people like, yeah, I'm going to Kansas City. I'm doing shows this weekend. Licking the knife. That'll be unreal. You know what? I'm turned on in my opinion of it. I think it's going to be very fun to annoy people on a 3-hour American Airlines flight. I might not even bring my personal item. Might just be a loaf of bread. I think I'm going to bring because you get carry on at a personal item. I don't think I'm going to bring my backpack. I think I'm going to bring everything in the carry on, and then I'm going to have a loaf of bread on a stick, like it's a bendel. Like I'm just going to have like a little hobo bendel where it's like peanut butter, bread, Mott's fruit snacks, because I went to Costco and I bought a 90-pack of that. I really am living the life of a child. I am living the life of like, if when I was in elementary school, if my parents had disappeared and I needed to feed myself, that's how I'm eating right now. It's peanut butter, Mott's fruit snacks. We went to Costco and bought the damn 3-bag of goldfish a week ago. We're done. Killed 3 bags of goldfish in a week. Best snack. I think that's the best snack. I think goldfish is a unrivaled. And it's the cheddar kind because I'm normal. But yeah, that's what I got to do. So I'm not buying. And the food thing that's really stressing me out about not buying it is I love going out to eat. And I don't just love fancy restaurants, because I really don't like fancy restaurants like that, because I'm also a very picky eater. And I think everyone can agree that's a picky eater. A Michelin star restaurant is my worst nightmare. I can't think of anything worse than going to an extremely fancy restaurant where there is no substitutions and I just have to look at a $500 meal and not touch it. Like the idea where it's like, oh, this is awesome. What is this? Oh, cool. So our appetizer for this 15-course 500. What's the first plate? I spent $500. What's my first plate? It's like, oh, it's leaves We have leaves for you that we've infused with smoke. It's like awesome. Smoky leaves, dude. Super, super good. No, I'm not gonna eat that. Sorry. What's the next one? It's like, oh, we have we've got chilled dog. We have chilled dog, and on top of that is caviar. And it's like sick. Not touching that even a little bit. Chilled dog. Didn't even know you're allowed to cook dog, but we went chilled dog. Nice. Super, super exciting. Yeah, I'm such a picky eater, man. It's just like I don't know. I can't. It's all texture and all like the way something looks, and I can't do it. So yeah, the thought. So I'm not a big Michelin star restaurant guy. I can respect it. I love it. Like I love it as like an idea. I love watching YouTube videos of them doing the gastronomy and doing all this fancy food stuff. And then the thought of eating it is absolutely devastating to me. It is the thought of it is like I would throw up. I literally would, dude. It would be unbelievable if I got invited to a Michelin star restaurant and then I'm eating the food and I'm gagging. Dude, imagine you go to I don't know something called the Italian dryer. You know what I mean? Because the French Laundry is a place. So like whatever, some weird. Let's imagine they have taken they just like a place that like a type of restaurant where it's like they take the name of a country and then a chore. Then they put that together. So that's the French Laundry. That's the Italian taking the trash out. Oh, dude, let's go to the Filipino dishes. I'm a big fan of the Filipino doing the dishes, and it's just you sit down, and then in the corner of your eye you see a grown man gagging while he is trying to eat his food. Just like the moment it's like, oh, there's caviar, there's caviar, and just me just dry heaving, and then you look at me later and I've snuck a bag of bread and peanut butter in it. Because I don't know, man, it's like the fanciest I like outside of steak places, because chop houses are like, that's meat and all the sides are a la carte, so it'll be a starch and a dessert. That's like, I'll go to like a Michelin star steak place. That sounds unreal. But the next fanciest thing that I really want to do, dog, if the restaurant we're at isn't leading with free bread, I nothing to do with it, man. I want nothing to do. Like my level of fancy is like Outback, Longhorn Steakhouse, Texas Roadhouse, Red Lobster. Like that's what dude, fill me with free carbs, and then I'll spend $25 on a sirloin with fries, and I'm leaving happy every single day. Every day I'm ecstatic. I love chains, man. I love them. I think that's like a Midwest I think that's a small town, like rural South, Midwest, like we love chains. I think we love the consistency, because it's like we're going to the city and we're spending money. Do we really want to, like, what if it's bad? You know what I mean? Like, it's just something about like we love chains. I've spent a couple Thanksgivings inside of Cracker Barrels before. That's like a true thing. It's what you got it. Well, people are like, I mean, we did it because my grandma had dementia, and you got to take her to a restaurant that reminds her of the way like America used to be. You know what I mean? But it's not true. It's a little joke that I do. Dude, because it's true. Because if you go to any small town right now, and just any small town in this country, they are passing a rumor around of when the Olive Garden is coming. Every small town. I remember growing up and being in Farmville, Virginia, and everybody being like, I heard they might be franchising an Olive Garden out here. And people, dude, poor people love Olive Garden. Poor people, trashy people, they love Olive Garden, which is the worst. I think that's the worst chain. I don't like Olive Garden very much. But they're like, you know what I mean? Like, there's people at town hall meetings right now having discussions about like, when are we bringing Olive Garden to our town? When are we getting it here? We need an Olive Garden. We need unlimited disgusting garlic breadsticks and soups and salads. We need it. We need it now. I don't know. I just love them, man. I love Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel is very fun. It's a fun place to be. I have jokes about Cracker Barrel. I'm not going to do them on the podcast because those jokes are finished. I only do the jokes I need to work on the podcast. So I'm not going to do those. Well, I'll do one. I think Cracker Barrel, I will do one because it's very funny. Cracker Barrel is like if you've never been, Cracker Barrel is like two dudes went in together to get like a small business loan, and then they both had very different ideas of what the business was going to be. Because you got one dude that's like, I want to open a country restaurant, and then you got another guy that's like, that's great, but I'm gay, so can we open a little store? That's the joke that I tell. So that is, man, because it's the only place in the country where like you can get chicken and biscuits and dresses for your grandmother. Or maybe you want a porcelain horse for no reason, or the third season of Hee Haw on DVD or VHS. Maybe that's what you want. But I like the chains, man. Outback. We went to the night of my father's funeral. We went to Outback. That's true. It's 40 members of my family went to Outback because his dying wish was to go to an ethnic restaurant, and we went. And we went to eat, and it was just so fun. We quote unquote shut that bitch down. You know what I mean? We shut her down, dude. We were there until closing. We're all just dressed way too nice to being in an Outback. Like we looked like we were going to prom. Everyone, you know what I mean? Like that type of thing where it's like the small town prom is like we do it at the Fridays. We do prom. We do the prom dinner at the TGI Fridays. Is what we'll do that at. Or the Ruby Tuesdays. I don't like Ruby Tuesdays. I'm not old money. But I have thought about this. The Outback, just being there the night of my dad's funeral, it was amazing. Like, I don't know. There's just something comforting about, like, people go to these places during the worst times of their lives. You know what I mean? Like, it's like whatever chain you've been at, there's like people having the worst night of their life there. And it was only fitting to spend the worst night of my life, my father's funeral, with my family, just reminiscing and talking and just eating bread. It is so awesome to just literally be breaking bread with my loved ones, just countless breaking bread, and they're so scared to tell us to leave because it's just like, hey, you guys, it's time to close. It's like, oh my God, my husband's dead. I'll take more bread. You know what I mean? Like it's like okay, all right, think we'll just be here till midnight. I do. I'm such a picky eater. I just like those places where it's just like the type of restaurants where they're so okay with you, like where you can like order something and change every ingredient on the menu. They don't care. Like they just don't. I'm sure the people in the back care, but the waitstaff's like, yeah, we can do that. Whatever. I'm not even going to check. That sounds great. You want the steak, but you want it to be chicken, and instead of a potato, you want vegetables, and instead of this sauce, you want that sauce, and you want it cooked a different way, and like, oh, you don't want the chicken grilled, you want it fried? Yeah, no problem. We'll get that out to you. We'll get this monstrosity of a dish out to you that is not going to be suitable to anyone but a picky child's palate. I have a palate of a toddler, and I'm working on it. I'm trying things. But that's the main thing. I really miss going out to eat. I miss going out to eat with my friends. I miss going out to diners. I miss going out to Waffle House. Waffle House is fun. Waffle House is great. There's none near here. But it's just like I miss the freedom of going out and just like spending too much money on food because I'm not spending money on alcohol or other things. And now, financially, I can't afford to do that anymore. So I pack bread and peanut butter in my carry-on luggage. And that's who I am now. That's the person that I am. And that I have to accept that. Because I tell y'all something, man. If I really start popping off, dog, you've got no idea. You're not going to be able to tell me shit at a restaurant. I tell you that right now. I'm still not going to drink. I'm still not going to be extravagant. But like if I ever make it in comedy, dog, we are going out to eat every single meal. Dude, I'm doing breakfast. I'm going to like a First Watch. And what are we doing for lunch? Red Lobster. That's crazy. That's insane. Like we're going to Red Lobster for lunch. All you can eat shrimp. Never ending shrimp at the Red Lobster. And then what are we doing for dinner? Texas Roadhouse. It's my birthday. Get the hobby horse out. Start singing and dancing. That's what I think. I think every restaurant, if your restaurant does not have a plan for how you celebrate people's birthdays, I don't want to go. I only want to go to restaurants where it's like they've got a game plan and it is done in such a way that the only people that request it are parents trying to embarrass their children on their birthday. That's all it is, man. My dad used to like to do that. We went to a Golden Corral for like not for my brother's birthday. We did several meals because the family's so big. But one of the meals we went to is if everyone went to Golden Corral, you can get what you want. It's we all know what Golden Corral is. Amazing, so good. It's just chef's kiss at the Golden Corral. It's so amazing. But we went, and I think it was my brother's 18th or 19th birthday, and I have a distinct memory of them doing the funniest thing I've ever seen anyone do. I really don't think I've ever seen anything truly top this when it comes to wait staff being funny. So my brother's 18, very embarrassed by this. They come out. My dad is, as soon as we get there, it's his birthday. Don't say anything. Just come to the table, sing a little song, right? The people show up. My brother knows what's going on. And the guy goes, hey, we can tell you're embarrassed. We have to sing the song to you because it was requested. But we'll give you the option. Do you want the long or the short version? And my brother goes, the short version. And then 11 employees at the Golden Corral get on their knees and do it as the short version because they are shorter than they were originally. They do the same long happy birthday song on their knees, and the look of disgust on my brother's face, it was so... Just seeing and I was 11, so it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, sing it again for it's his birthday. It's my brother's birthday. He's 18, and he's at a Golden Corral, which is where you want to be on your 18th birthday. You know what I mean? That's really where you want to. Nothing really lets you know you need to go to college. Really helps you make decisions at the crux of your life, like being at the old Golden Corral. You know what I mean? Oh, damn, I didn't even start my timer. What am I at? Shit. Okay. 20 minutes, sick. Awesome. Well, then I'm going to reset the timer because I don't want to give you... Here's the deal, guys. I love my listeners. I love you all a lot. I think we're growing. I think people are enjoying this. I do not love you enough to give you more than 45 minutes. You get it. This is a 35... This is a commuting podcast. This is a 35... the 40-minute podcast where you get to commute. That's all I want. I want you to want more. I don't want to do that. I love chains, man. I love them. Every single one. I think I like almost every chain restaurant except for Olive Garden. Olive Garden's the only one where I don't have a single positive memory from it. Every shitty chain steak restaurant, I got a great memory. I love Applebee's. I joke about Ruby Tuesdays not really loving it. That's where we would go celebrate victories in sports. My high school would be like, we're going to the Ruby Tuesdays. A lot of memories of the football team going afterwards or the basketball team going out to eat afterwards, man. There were other local restaurants, like local chains. Like there was a McAdoo's in Farmville. I really loved McAdoo's. So good. I think it's pronounced McAdoo's. I will never, ever say that. It is McAdoo's, at least in Farmville. There was another nice restaurant called Charlie's, which not O'Charlie's, Charlie's, just not a chain. I like O'Charlie's too. They do pie. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing with this episode, man. I'm talking about this. I'm an addict. I think I have an eating addiction because I'm literally. There's so much more to talk about than that, and I'm over halfway done, and all I have talked about is going to Kansas City and eating. That's all I've done. I can't do that. We're not going to do that anymore, so we'll move on. Okay, here's a serious thing. When did wearing sunscreen become cool? When did that happen? When did everyone start doing that? I have a real issue with this, actually. This is a thing that I was talking about with a friend earlier, and I'll be honest with you, I got pissed off talking about it. I got pretty mad. Everybody wears sunscreen now. Everybody puts it on. Everybody's trying to take care of their skin. Dude, do you know how embarrassing it was as a child to be the type of pale where you had to wear sunscreen all the time? I had so many memories of, and here's the thing. If you're pale, you know this resonates with you, and I want you to share and comment this. I know this resonates with you. It is bullshit that I spent my entire childhood getting made fun of for how much sunscreen I had to put on. Do you know how embarrassing it is when no one else is leaving the pool and you have to get out of the pool every 45 minutes to put more sunscreen on? And when you try to go a little bit longer than that, your mother is yelling, Winston, get out of the pool. You need, let me put sunscreen on you. Let your mother put lotion in her hands and touch your body, and it never rubs in. I don't know how tan people are able to rub it in. I've never been able to. If I got sunscreen on my skin and it's not going anywhere. It's on my shoulder. It just is like I feel gross and sticky. And then the worst part of sunscreen, you gotta wait for it to dry before you even jump back in the pool. So you can't even like get out, put it on real quick. Nope, you gotta get out. You gotta dry off. You have to put it on, wait for the sunscreen to dry, and then hope no one's looking when you jump back in, and everyone's just like, "Oh, Winston's pale. Look how pale he is." Dude, it's bullshit, man. I used to be so embarrassed. I would carry sunscreen with me everywhere. And now it's like you pull it out and your friend's like, "Ooh, can I get some?" No, you can't. You cannot. This is expensive. This is technically medicine. Like, let's get that. To me, it's medicine. Sunscreen is medical for me. It is helping me not literally catch on fire when I'm outside, okay? And dude, I just have always had an issue with that. I was talking to a couple comics earlier about it, and it just really was just three pale people complaining about nothing. But that's what it was. It's just three, just literally like, just like you wouldn't get in. So now the greatest invention of all time was that spray sunscreen, and they tell you that, like, I was like, oh, this is great. Like, it dries pretty quickly, and like that was the first step. Like, oh, I'm not really as embarrassed as I used to be. I'll get out and put spray sunscreen, and then but they're like, you still should rub some on your face. Nah, dude, I'm like, I close my mouth, I close my nose, and I'm spraying my face, just macing myself with SPF 75 sunscreen, and I don't know, man. It's also just like, here's what I think is most embarrassing about sunscreen. It's one is being really pale. Other people, when I was a kid, weren't doing it. You'd get made fun of for being pale. And then the other thing is you need someone's help to do it. That's what sucks, is you need someone else to be like, hey, could anyone please, could you cut out of the water and touch my lower back? I can't reach my lower to mid to upper back. Can anyone please, because if you don't, I'll get red. I'll be very red, and you won't be able to touch me. And if you touch me, I'm gonna be like, hey, stop touching me. That hurts. This is a burn. It's bullshit, man. I like, dude, and now it's just like, you see the tannest people of all time. It's like, I thought the trade was you get to be tan and hot, and then you die of cancer. That's what you get. And what I get is I get to be kind of pale and kind of gross, but I get to be at your funeral. Like, I felt like I thought that's what the deal was. I thought it was like, you just get to be a smoke show until you're a wrinkly, just decrepit bag, and then I get to just look like a ghost from the 1820s my entire life, where it just is like your deathbed, it looks like you're living through the Christmas Carol, and I'm like, I'm the ghost of Christmas future, and I'm here to watch you die of cancer, because that's what the deal is. I thought that was the trade, but nope, now it's hot tan people using sunscreen, so they're going to be hot forever, and their skin's going to be protected, and then it's just like, I'm just going to be pale forever? That's not fair. And also, sunscreen's expensive, so quit asking your pale friends if you can borrow it. Buy your own damn sunscreen. How about that? How about you take some of your hot person money and you go down to the Walgreens and you buy yourself, because sunscreen's like $15 a bottle. It's absurd, the market we're living in right now as a pale person. And I will say this, another thing that is, I don't think it's cool yet, but people are way more comfortable doing is the swim shirt. Swim shirt, man. Swim shirt used to just be for fat kids and kids like me. Pale. I was also fat, so it was also double for me. But like fat kids and pale kids, that's who gets the swim shirt. And nothing more embarrassing. I just grew up, I was like, it's just crazy how, like, with the sunscreen thing, you just grow up like, you are weighing how ashamed you is your shame for wearing sunscreen and having to get out of the pool greater than your fear of dying from skin cancer. That's literally what it is. Because as a pale person, that is a fear that gets brought up quite a bit. Like it gets a lot of us. You know what I mean? It really does a number on my people. You know, and you're just constantly weighing it, being like, is it worth it to just kind of burn and feel like shit for a few days just so I don't have to get out? Dude, the number of times where my mom or an adult has been like, hey, Winston, do you want to put on sunscreen? I'm like, I'm good. I'm good, and I could not have been farther from good. It was the least good I could possibly be, and I just get out, and I'm just like burnt, and I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm good. I've gotten sunburn in the shade before. They didn't tell you that. It can happen. It can happen. The shade does not eliminate all those UV lights. They don't tell you that as a pale person. I have a distinct memory of like riding to, my buddy had a convertible, and we're riding an hour to go shopping, and he luckily he had the convertible top down. It was like one of those ones where it was like not a full convertible, like the T-top type of thing almost, where it's like there's some shade on your body. And then my arm that was hanging out of the window, I got like 3rd-degree sunburns on that bad boy. That's the life I live. And so basically, if you're hot and you're really tan, or you're someone that used to make fun of people for wearing sunscreen, you're not allowed to wear it. I'm sorry. You're not allowed to do it. It's stolen valor. I think it's the greatest crime you can commit as a tan person, is taking my culture, which is lathering up in sunscreen and trying not to die. But yeah, there's other people wearing swim shirts now. I was in the Bahamas earlier, like last year, for shows, and the proudest thing is I was in the Bahamas for 2 weeks, went out to the water pretty much every day. I applied sunscreen every 45 minutes. I wore a hat. I had a swim shirt on. I didn't get sunburned at all. I really put in the work. And then I go down to the beach ashamed and feeling horrible and so insecure about the swim shirt, and then everybody's got them on. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. I don't think it's cool yet, but I think it's coming. And, dude, if hot people start wearing swim shirts, it's over. It's done. I don't think I'm ever going to go outside again. I don't think I can handle that type of social pressure to just like, because now it's like, come on, man. It's like I have to wear this, and now you're taking it from me. It's like let me at least try to make it cool. Let me try to reclaim it, but I can't because I'm really embarrassed about it. But yeah, the sunscreen thing really bothered me. I'm not gonna lie. We really got heated when I was talking about with the other comics. We're just distinct memories of like being made fun of for being so pale and having to constantly lather up sunscreen by people that never had to do it. And now everybody's taking care of their skin, and it's like, this sucks. I hate this. I want you to look like a damn bag at 63 is what I want you to look at. Just leather face. So talked about the going out to eat, not doing that. We talked about the sunscreen thing, which is fun. We talked about chain restaurants versus Michelin stuff. I mean, I don't want to go on too long. I think I'll probably do a little bit longer here because I'm being honest with you. I think we're at like maybe 30 minutes, if I'm going to guess. I think we're like right at 30. So I'll do like a handful. I think one thing is I'm going to go over my dates again, and I'll talk for a few more minutes. But February 7th, Alamo Draft House in Crystal City in Arlington. The 8th through the 10th, I'm at the Portland Helium. The 15th in February, Prima DC. The 16th, Hotbed Comedy Club. The 17th, I'm in Harrisonburg, Virginia with X2 Comedy doing a clean comedy taping. Please come to that. On the 23rd, Don't Tell Comedy in Nova. I'm headlining. February 24th, I'm at Fairwinds Brewing in Lorton, Virginia, headlining. February 29th, I'm headlining a comedy show for Bulldog at Bulldog DC, I think, for Encore Comedy. Is that who's doing those? Is that I always forget the production. There's so many cool production groups up here. I forget the names. And then March 1st, Don't Tell Comedy. I am taping in New York City. I am taping a set for Don't Tell Comedy for their social media. Very cool. Biggest credit of my career. I'm feeling good about it. I haven't been telling a lot of people because I am a firm believer that until it happens, it can very much be taken away from you. But for my listeners, you're the first people to know. I'm taping for Don't Tell Comedy. I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be a nice first move for the next step of my career, so it'll be really cool. What will we wrap up on tonight? What will we wrap up on? Honestly, going back to the food, I think, yeah, because I can't help myself. Not eating out a lot, so that's been a thing since January. But I quit drinking sodas last June. And I don't think I've had McDonald's since last May. And I have net gained 5 pounds. And I don't know what we're doing. Like I got heavier immediately afterwards. And then now I'm down about 10 pounds from the peak. But that's like a net 5. It's been brutal, man. It's like, do you know how annoying it is to cut soda and your favorite foods out and to like almost not lose a single damn pound? It's the most frustrating shit in the world, man. It just makes me want to just like drive a car off a bridge because it's just like, if I'm going to keep getting fatter, let me eat what I want to eat. I don't want to keep getting fatter off of eating like, I don't know, grilled chicken. Like, I don't know if I think it's a thing where it's like I've cut all this, I think I cut soda out and then like my brain is like, you still need this sugar. And I'm sure my candy intake is through the roof, which is an embarrassing sentence to say as a 33-year-old man. That is one of the most embarrassing things I've ever admitted, is my candy intake is through the. I love candy so much. We'll talk about it next week, honestly. But it's like I'm eating a bunch of candy, I guess, or like I guess I'm snacking more. So But the not eating out as much, I think in the past few weeks, I think I've lost a couple pounds. I think just in general, it's impossible for me at home to make the caloric meals that are getting made. So I think even with my snacking and being at home and cooking and eating more meals, just smaller meals at the house, I do think I'm starting to lose a little weight, which is nice. But I got to cut out my fat jokes if I do that, which is I'm not excited about losing part of my act. But yeah, man, the no soda and no McDonald's is honestly, that was tougher than quitting drinking. I think good because I quit drinking because I needed to. I wasn't stoked. I've never been stoked with who I was really when I drank. But like I was never someone that was like, oh, I have to drink every single day. I have to do that. It was always like binging, purging, and just feeling like kind of shit and just getting too drunk. But like I think about drinking sometimes. There's times where I really do want to do it. I think it would be really nice to do. But I think about McDonald's every day. I think about a plain McDouble, just cheese, large fry, large Sprite, 10-piece nugget most days. That was my late night order. I'd be getting that at like 2:30 in the morning. And also McDonald's changed the way they make their burgers, or at least they did last May, where they cook them on onions like their White Castle, like there's some degenerate white trash hick restaurant. It's bullshit. So I don't eat. So honestly, thank you McDonald's for ruining your burgers and making them taste worse, because that's the only way I would have ever quit it. And it's like, but yeah, I think about McDonald's burgers. Man, it's just something about that bread. But before they changed the recipe, that bread with that cheese product, those patties, it would just hit a spot so perfect in me of where it's like, I would be home from shows and I would be turning on like Family Guy or like whatever my brain dead, I just want to laugh and just relax and just kind of just calm down show. And I would have that, a humongous, just crisp, delicious, spicy little Sprite. You know what I mean? Just the spiciest Sprite that you've ever seen in your life. And it's just me drinking it and shoving a burger in my mouth and having two burgers and sometimes getting a McChicken. I liked most of the menu. I'd get it plain, but I liked most of the menu. But I think about McDonald's every day, and that's how I know. I think about McDonald's and soda literally every single day. And that's how I know that I had a problem. And I'm glad that I've cut it out. And if you see me out drinking a soda, shut your mouth. How about that? How about you shut up? Because if I've fallen off the wagon, and honestly, dude, the most I've thought about going back to drinking is like, man, it's like, if I went back to drinking, I could have a rum and Coke. Can I get what is it? It's not a double. It's like, can I get a rum and Coke tall? Can I get a tall rum and Coke? Honestly, as little rum as you can put in it, actually. Is there any way that I could just can I have a Coke and rum? Oh, man. That seems like a fun note to end on. I think that's a pretty good note. This is where, oh, what's that? The theme song's already been playing. I didn't even notice it. We definitely didn't put that in post. That's crazy. Yeah, next week I think I'm going to talk about candy, and I'll talk about my trip to Kansas City, or as I like to call it, Candy City. All right, that bombed. And then also, I'm also going to talk about this fella named Daryl Davis. I didn't get to that, and I've had him on the list to talk about for a minute. I might talk about artificial intelligence and how I'm scared of that. And I'll let you know if I've got any other fun comedy tips to talk about. But yeah, follow me at Winston H. Comedy on everything. Please keep listening to the podcast. If you enjoy it, tell people. It's a short 35 to 40 minutes. Anyone can listen to it because my mother listens to it. So you're never going to hear the F word. You're never going to hear GD because she'll be very mad and cut me out of the will is what she said to me. But yeah, I've been Winston Hodges. Thank you so much. Yusuf Goal has been producing, helping us out a great deal. We really, really appreciate him. doing the Lord's work to try to make this podcast work. And I might talk more comedy stuff. I might talk about the life of being a feature on the road. I don't know. I'm trying to walk a balance, folks. I'm trying to walk a balance of what is interesting to people that are in comedy and interesting to people that aren't. But I've been Winston. We love you. This is Dog Name Podcast. I think I said that at the beginning, but if I didn't, this is the Dog Name Podcast. I've been Winston Hodges. Like, follow, subscribe. We love you very much. Bye.